everybody, Pete here. So it's Halloween. I'm gonna show you some footage I shot. You know, we've had our little robot now for 2 weeks, so I've got a few thoughts about it, and let me show you some footage. We'll have a little tell you about some of my thoughts about it. It's pretty cool while I prepare for the kids coming in here today. Okay. So back in July, when I first saw this announced and read up a bit about it in the company, it seemed really like an interesting item. So we went ahead and pre-ordered it, and we've had it now for a full week. And that's this little guy here, Cosmo, the little forklift robot with the with a little CRT screen. This is the coolest this is the coolest feature about this is, and this has been going on now for a few years in amusement park animatronic design, and that is, and since the availability of being able to produce liquid crystal screens in different shapes. And my favorite example of this is the Mr. Potato Head at Disney World. I don't know if there's one in Anaheim. I think there is. In one of the Toontown queue lines, Mr. Potato Head, you know, talking to the crowd and telling jokes and stuff. And his eyes are video screens. And this is exactly this is the home version of that technology. And it really makes the difference, and when it's synced up with other movements, it's amazing. And that's what this does. I mean, this little guy his eyes will look right, and he'll look right and back. This thing's capable of very tiny, subtle movements, which is pretty neat. And for his size, he moves very quickly. That's the other cool thing. Yeah, I've seen him zip across the table here rather rapidly, and I've seen him do 360 moves around. Pretty cool. I'm very much enjoying it, and I'm very curious to see how other programmers are going to come up with improvements to what he does now. It's looking forward to things you want to see come out for this. Of course, I think his mapping of his local environment, I think, could be better. He can't seem to remember where the edges are. He'll stop at an edge and won't go over. Even at an angle at 45 degrees, he'll stop. He might even wobble a little, but he won't go over. But the problem is when he turns around, here's the edge. He knows it this way. Once he turns around and messes around over here with a cube and backs up, if he's backing up, he can't seem to recall how far that is, and he'll go over backwards. So I'd like to see that improve. He doesn't go back to his charger by himself yet, so I'm looking forward for that because it's fully capable of doing so. I can get him onto the charger with his little remote control function, and he comes up on the charger, and there's one of these symbols that the computer vision can notice. Whenever he sees a head, he'll put his brackets around, and he does that with his charger. So he knows where it is, or he could know where it is. So it's very interesting. It's really neat. I would say if you're, it's beautifully built. This is not cheap. This is very nice parts. Hey, here's the other thing. There is no visible screws anywhere on this. The other thing, of course, is I'd like to have an explanation is what's going on with this infrared sensor here. What's that doing? Is it, if it's an IR infrared, where's the receiver going on? Are there infrared receiver transmitters? I don't think so, unless the TV can see it on a reflection. I don't know. So I'd be curious to know what that is. Here's the funny thing is I try not to let him see me, okay? If you want to just have him in an autonomous mode, I try not to let him make eye contact with me, because once he does, he'll start offering his blocks up for you to play games. And on the app will switch over and say, do you want to play tap, or the color change one, or one of his 2 games that they have so far. So if you don't let him see you, he'll just mess around with his blocks. But here's the funny thing. Our television, as you can see here, is right next to the table, right in front of the coffee table. This is just a PlayStation screen on here at the moment. The robot will watch television. This is the most amazing thing. He will mostly hang out on this side of the table looking at the TV. And if you watch the video feed, if you put them in drive mode, which you can do, the brackets will actually come up around the faces of people, you know, talking heads. I've been watching the baseball post-season stuff, a lot of talking heads. The robot watches the baseball announcers talking, and he will offer his cubes to play, you know, with these people, with the TV. It's really bizarre. It's really strange. So, but once he makes face contact, and he recognizes me, then he'll start trying to interact with me rather than his blocks so much. But right now, he's still just messing around, trying to get his blocks all straight. Okay. Thanks for viewing. I've picked up a couple of viewers now in the last couple of weeks. You know, still with the wrist, by the way. Thank you very much for some people asking. It's still about another 3 weeks of this. It's really not so bad, but I still haven't gone on the wheel. I'm sort of keeping my word with the doctor and some others around here. Says that as nice as some weather has been, it'd be fun to do, but we'll play it straight. We'll wait on that. Okay. Hey, thanks for viewing. I really appreciate it. I'll try to come up with some interesting stuff. I still got a box full of videos here from when I was working that I could come up with some maybe interesting stuff. All right. Thanks a lot. Catch you on the next one.